Goes Buddha.
Okay, we got the Red Air Bandoleros coming out here for their feature tonight. The 17 is driven by Chris Farrell, 11 JT Prosser, the 18 Michael Mazzagatti, Benson Feaster in the 178, and the 87 Chloe Mazzagatti.
12-lap Red Air Bando feature is green. JT Prosser. Caution on the Speedway. Caution on the Speedway.
We have a no start, so that means we got to get them lined up and do it again. Okay, no laps in. We got no start once again. Okay, no laps, no laps.
Green flag in the air. JT Prosser, Chris Farrell. We were talking to him on the radio trying to get him to go a little bit faster, but they wanted to bring it in slow, Buddha.
Yeah, they just wanted to hang back, but now here we go. Look on the inside of JT Prosser. Here comes Michael Mazzagatti on the inside. And Michael Mazzagatti is leading for the first time here. Chris Farrell goes up to that number 2 position. Chloe Mazzagatti in 3.
Actually, here comes Benson Feaster. Benson Feaster to the inside of Michael Mazzagatti. Oh, and he spins. Benson Feaster going to keep going just after he took the lead. Tough break for Benson Feaster. And Chloe Mazzagatti out to the race lead. Michael Mazzagatti second. JT Prosser, Chris Farrell, and Benson Feaster just lost it a little bit off of turn number 4 after he took the lead.
Okay, Chloe Mazzagatti in that number 1 position. Brother Michael Mazzagatti in number 2. And Jason Prosser in that number 3 position. Chloe Mazzagatti way out in that lead. Brother Mike Mazzagatti right behind her in that number 2 position. And Jason Prosser, JT Prosser, still holding on to that number 3 position. This time around, we'll be coming in on lap number 8. Lap number 8. Way out in front, Chloe Mazzagatti, followed by brother Michael Mazzagatti and JT Prosser. Okay, that was lap number 10. We got 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go in our Red Air Bandolero feature. Okay, white flag will be coming out this time. Chloe Mazzagatti is our leader. Brother Michael Mazzagatti second. And Chris Farrell in that number 3 position. Okay, coming through to take the checkered flag. Let's have a big, big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's Chloe Mazzagatti, Michael Mazzagatti, Chris Farrell. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, she comes down here to victory lane. Let's have a big, big round of applause for card number 87, Chloe Mazzagatti.
I think we're going to have to put a bounty on Chloe Mazzagatti. What do you guys think? Huh? In the Springfield Lanes Roller Rink, Shakers Auto Salvage, Hollow Recycling sponsored number 87. Arlington Auto Truck Wrecking on the sponsor panel. Your winner, Chloe Mazzagatti. All right, so I think we just need to put a bounty on you now. What do you think?
Yeah,
We might need to. I'll tell you what. This thing is on rails again. How are you so fast?
I've just been out here for a while, and I've been trying to practice and try to get better always.
So, are you flat yet?
Yeah, about.
Just a little crack?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, you're getting better at these interviews too, and I love it to see you're smiling. You broke our golf cart when we tried to take you down to the pit shoot earlier. So I'm gonna need the money you just made to replace the battery in the golf cart. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just messing with you. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank everybody. I want to thank God. I want to thank Springfield Lake Roller Rink for sponsoring me, Shakers, everybody, all my sponsors, the fans, and Midvale Speedway for picking up the bandos.
Congratulations, kiddo. Welcome back to Victory Lane. Your winner, Chloe Mazzagatti. Chloe Mazzagatti in victory lane. Dad told her he's going to go get a feature win now in late models. Scout Field coming up, should be good. Rich Roar in the 7. About 5-time Gary Whipke, Mike Mazzagatti, Mike Stone, Bob Snyder Jr., Jonathan Ritter's back. He was fast in the heat race, so going to be an awesome set of features coming up in just a minute.
Okay, coming out on the raceway now will be our straight stock feature. We're going to be going 20 laps around Midvale Speedway with our street stocks. And they're coming out of the pit chute and they're coming down the front straightaway. Car number 8 is Bubba Smith, the 17 of Nate Smart, Jason Gruhl in the 99, Brady Clark 21. The 55 is Kyler Bertram, the 118 Colt Walker, 22 Kylie Wood, the 3 Kyle Grove, Brandon Thomas in the number 5, 32 is Cody Colmar, 75 is Bob Passwater Sr., the 67 Bob Page, Zach Stoger in the 58, the 00 in the grocery grabber, Vinny Cantarelli, Brandon Donnelly in the 44, Trevor Watkins in the 10, 19 Scott Lindo, Tom Powell in the 79, Luke Porco in the 64, and the number 1 is Bryant Smith. Twenty laps for our street stock feature.
Should be a good one. Bubba Smith hasn't been in a street stock in a while. I know he blew by me quite a few times about 10, 15 years ago in a street stock, a blue number 12. Now he's in a red number 8. A Smith driving for a Grove. Who would have thought that one? Nate Smart on the outside of the front row. He had a bad wreck a couple of weeks ago. Knocked out with a concussion. Now he's all recouped and ready to go. He'll start on the outside of the front row. Jason Gruhl looking for his 4th feature win of the season. Brady Cart, one of the young guns, looking for his first win at Midvale Speedway and first career street stock win. 20-lap feature getting ready to go green. Bubba Smith, Nate Smart, green flag in the air. Jason Gruhl around Nate Smart to the 2nd spot. Here comes Kyler Bertram on the bottom and Kylie Wood in tow. Bubba Smith leads lap number 1.
We got some checking up going in the back of the pack, but now Jason Gruhl looking on the inside of Bubba Smith. Bubba Smith shut the door down on him. It's Bubba Smith, Jason Gruhl, Kyler Bertram.
Zach Koger, your fastest qualifier, marred in a big pack of cars in the middle of the field. He's stuck back all the way in the 11th and 12th spots, battling just to get into the top 10 as your fastest qualifier. Oh, Kylie Wood into Kyler Bertram, and around he goes. Caution on the Speedway and a big hit. Piling in, Bob Passwaters got into Kyler Bertram after the 22 of Kylie Wood got Bertram sideways. Passwaters a hard head-on hit to Kyler Bertram. Zach Koger also got into the back of Passwater Sr. Tough break for Kyler Bertram. Just tried to hang on to it, after Kyler Wood got into the left rear quarter panel and just couldn't catch it. And then Bob Passwater Sr. just nowhere to go. Good job by Vinny Tannerelli. Brian Smith back in the pack to miss that accident. Also involved, I think, is Brandon Donnelly down there in the 44 machine. I think Bob Page got away.
That was a hard hit on Kyler Bertram.
Yeah, it was. And good job by Nate Smart. And also Brady Hart to get around that. Pork chop got through. And just nowhere to go was Passwater Sr. and couldn't get it to turn. Pork chop got through. Also, Colt Walker, a good job of getting through with Kyle Grove. Man, Mid-Vid Racing Videos once again, an incredible video from right perched up in turn 4 of that head-on collision between Passwaters and Kyler Bertram. It was a hard hit for the 75. Good to see Bob Passwater Sr. out of the car and okay down in turn number 4. And a good job by a lot of guys to get around that one. Zach Koger got into the 75 of Passwaters as well. And it is Brandon Donnelly in the 44 that was at the back half of that accident. Looks like he probably got the least amount of damage from everybody. I see the drone up there. Your buddy, the drone's flying, Buddha. The drone guy out there with the drone in over top of the back straightaway in the pit area.
Uh-oh, E.T. phone home.
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? Looks so creepy.
Oh, he's even giving us the wave.
I think he's giving us the wave over there. Such a cool thing. You know, I'm not smart enough to operate a drone, but those things are so cool, and they give such great videos. If that is the drone guy, he does such a great job taking videos all over Tuscarawas County of everything, and he's saying, yes, it is. So it is the drone guy, and man, he does such a great job, and we appreciate all the videos that he does here at Midvale Speedway. He does a great job.
Well, it's time to lock phasers on target and fire.
Well, we don't want to shoot him down. So good to see Kyler Bertram, Bob Passwater Sr., Zach Koger all okay down there in turn number 4, but those machines going to need the hooks tonight. All 3 of those machines done. We'll see if Brandon Donnelly is able to pull his 44 away. Doesn't look like he had too much damage, but 3 laps complete. So 3 laps complete. Bubba Smith, your race leader. Jason Gruhl looking for his 4th feature win of the season in the 2nd spot. Then we'll go back to Nate Smart in 3rd, Brady Cart 4th, Brandon Thomas in 5th. So Pork Chop, Colt Locker, looks like Brandon Donnelly is pulling away down there in turn number 4, so good for him to have that machine hopefully rejoining the field. So Bob Passwater is driving his machine off. A lot of damage, Buddha. Wow, on both ends. Thing looks like a dirt late model, don't it?
That's what you call getting sandwiched. He's got a lot of damage on that car. He's going to have to take it to the pits. He looks like he's done for the night.
Yeah, it's a tough break. It looks like the rear end got tweaked, and Zach Koger going to pull away as well. A lot of left front damage in that machine. Those two guys just, you know, sometimes you just can't see where you're going in these things. They sit so low in them anymore, and what are you going to do, right?
Whenever you got a wreck in front of you, there's just nowhere you can go. I mean, you're at the mercy of the cars in front of you and behind you.
Some people say, well, why didn't he just turn? Well, if you've ever sat in a race car and everything happens so fast, and sometimes these cars don't turn on a dime, you know, and sometimes they just keep right on a slide, and you just can't get them to turn. So tough break as Cody Colmar leaves, or I'm sorry, Kyler Bertram leaves on the Akron coach hook. We should have cleanup just about finished down in turn number 4. And we'll be ready to get back to racing. Here comes our Winfield Power Equipment blower out onto the speedway.
Billy Blower's going out there.
He's going to come out there and blow off old turn number 4. Thank you again to Winfield Power Equipment. Make sure you check them out. 9654 State Route 250 in Strauss, Vegas. All right, so we'll have our Winfield Power Equipment blower out there, and they'll get that blowed off. Old Billy Blower will take care of that, and we'll be back under racing conditions here very shortly. Again, thank you so much to everybody for coming out to Christmas in July night. See, look, everybody said, oh, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Yeah, well, you guys came down, and a lot of kids out of here with a bicycle. 81 bicycles were brought to Midvale Speedway tonight. 5 scooters and a skateboard to give away. A lot of fans leaving with a lot of cool prizes. And, yeah, we even got some bicycles to give away later on in the year. So, pretty awesome night. It's beautiful outside. Kick back, relax, and be glad you came to Midvale Speedway and didn't listen to the forecasters, and you listened to us. We're smart.
While we're still waiting to clean the track, that'd be a nice, good time to get down to the concession stand and get yourself some of them walking tacos. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a walking taco here at Midvale Speedway, you need to get down there and get them. And brand new tonight is our chicken tenders, 3-piece chicken tenders. And don't forget, a nice cold Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light, margaritas. So there's plenty of ice cold beers down there, so to satisfy your taste. Plus pop water, Gatorade.
When did we get the old chicken tendies here at Midvale Speedway?
The lady in the concession stand told me tonight they started selling chicken tenders.
Some tendies. Wonder if we can get some wangers down there too. Get some chicken wangers.
I'd like to get about a dozen wings to fly away with.
All right, should be ready to go. Bubba Smith subbing for Tad Grove tonight, your race leader. And we should be putting that choose cone out here very shortly. Again, coming up next week at Midvale Speedway, Airgas presents Trucker Appreciation Night. Late models, open mods, crate mods, compacts, mini trucks, bandos, and legends. No street stocks next week. No street stocks next week.
Okay, choose cone will be coming out this time. We have 3 laps in. 3 laps in.
So the choose cone is out, Buddha. Let's see where everybody goes. Nate Smart's going to choose the outside, and Jason Gruhl. Brady Cart chooses the bottom. The old pork chop to the outside. Pork chop likes his bones in the high lane.
I thought he might be boneless chops.
Oh, no, he ain't boneless. I promise you that.
Colmar went on the bottom row. We got 3 laps in, white flags out. The lights are out when we come around turns 3 and 4. The green flag will be coming out, and we will be back underway with our straight stock feature.
Bubba Smith bringing the field in. He is your leader. Jason Gruhl on the bottom. Nate Smart, green flag in the air. And we're back underway in the street stock feature. Here comes the pork chop. He's going to move Nate Smart right out of the road. Put Smart 3 wide.
That was good driving to get 3 wide and come out of that.
Yeah, it was. And they're 3 wide again. Nate Smart on the outside. Colt Locker on the bottom. And the 3 of Kyle Grove up the middle. They're going to shuffle Nathan back as Colmar gets by. Nate Smart trying to get to the bottom. Now we've got some interesting combatants up front, Buddha.
Bubba Smith, our leader in that car number 8. Jason Gruhl, Brandon Thomas, and Brady Cart in that number 4 position.
Hasn't won a street stock feature in quite a few years is Bubba Smith. He's your race leader in that number 8. Jason Gruhl all over the back quarter panel on that number 8 machine. He sits second in the 99, and pork chop Brandon Thomas starting to drift back, and maybe something wrong with that 5 car.
And Brady Cart all over the back end of Brandon Thomas. Now Brady Cart looks to go on the inside, but no. The car with the 5 of Brandon Thomas shut the door on him. Bubba Smith still out as our leader. Jason Gruhl. Now Cody Colmar coming up on the inside, looking to take a position away from the 118 Colt Locker.
Yeah, that's a pretty good battle right there. Looking to go 3 wide. Bob Page is right there in that battle with Kyle Grove, and we're halfway home. 10 in, 10 to go for Bubba Smith.
Bubba Smith now putting the hammer down, pulling away from Jason Gruhl. Bubba Smith still our leader, Jason Gruhl. Brandon Thomas, Brady Cart. Now Cody Colmar moves up to that number 5 position. Bob Page in the 67 now takes the 5th spot away from Cody Colmar. Bob Page now in the number 5 position. We got 13 laps in with 7 to go in our straight stock feature.
So the front 2 have checked out from Pork Chop as he's got himself a handful, with Brady Cart having a nice run in that 4th spot, and Bob Page now to the outside. So Bob Page looking to take over the 4th spot, maybe get up to 3rd if he can get around Pork Chop. 5 laps to go, 5 fingers in the air. Bubba Smith still your leader.
Here comes Bob Page on the outside of Brandon Thomas. He wants that number 3 position, and look out, here comes Bob Page in that number 3. Brandon Thomas moves back. Caution's on the track, caution on the track.
So not sure what Katie Wood was doing in the 10 machine, but she pulled back up onto the racetrack after causing a caution and pulled right in the pits. So I guess we'll give Katie a shout out for causing us a restart caution with 4 laps to go. All right, 4 to go. Choose cones out. Let's see what they do, Buddha. I'll bet you Bob Page goes to the outside here.
Yes, he did. Bob Page went on the outside of Jason Gruhl. Bubba Smith in that number 1 position. We got 16 laps in with 4 to go. White flags out this time. Next time around, the green will be coming. We've got 4 laps to go in our street stock feature.
Grady Cart moved to the outside, and so did Colt Walker. He's going to make up some spots. So things got interesting now with the 67 of Bob Page in that outside lane. He just disposed of Grady Cart and Porkchop before that caution. So did the Katie Wood caution end up costing Bubba Smith? We'll see. Green flag back in the air, 4 to go.
Bob Page all over Bubba Smith. Jason Gruhl, who's going to do it? This time around, they'll be coming in on lap number 18, lap 18, and it's Bubba Smith, Bob Page, Jason Gruhl.
Boy, the Page machine gets into the corner really good, but that Bubba Smith number 8 machine really comes off the corners, Buddha.
I'll tell you, Bubba Smith's hugging that inside, and he's turning hard, and Bob Page is a little bit loose coming off that turn.
White flag in the air, final time around. Bubba Smith hasn't won a feature since season championship night in the street stocks of 2004. It's been almost 20 years. Back to victory lane, Bubba Smith. And we got Nate Smart and Vinny Tannerelli down here up against the wall at the exit of 4. Didn't see that one.
Well, it looks like the grocery grabber's got a right front flat tire. As he comes down the victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big shout and a big applause for car number 8, Bubba Smith.
So Bubba Smith going to do the Polish victory lap in the Tad Grove number 8. Car Time Express, Greg's towing, Greg's recovery on that number 8. So a street stock feature in the books for Christmas in July night. And Bubba Smith going to pull into victory lane for the first time in a street stock in 19 years. In the Quaker drive-thru, Car Time Express. And Greg's recovery sponsored number 8, getting ready to climb out. Getting the belts undone. Brother Bryant coming into victory lane. Here's your winner, Bubba Smith. Come here, Bubs. It's turn around because you got to see a camera, you know. Man, it's been a while since you've been in a street stock and getting a win. Oh, you got a visitor. It's been a while.
Yeah, I tried to drive my brother's car last year, but it broke a gear in practice. Last time I raced one of these was I don't know, 15, 16, I drove TJ Barker's car. Mike Martin wasn't here. I won the feature that night, too. So we got lucky tonight starting on the front row.
Oh, then Matt was wrong because he said your last win was 2004.
No, I won a feature in the year Mike and TJ won the championship with that the red and white Camaro. I started up front that one, too. Had to make that car a little extra wide, that one. But this one we got a good starting spot and was able just to keep it out front.
So did you know Paige was there on the restart on the outside lane? And by the way, I think your restarts, I always call you Mr. Restart anyway, but the restarts in these things, the way you were doing that down in four, that's how the leader's supposed to do it.
Yeah, I knew some guys like to try to roll up on your outside, so I knew I had to get a little bit of a head start. I personally like the double file restarts. Delaware restart definitely makes it easy for the leader. It takes a lot of pressure off you. So I figured if we got out front, we could keep this thing going pretty good. They got me set up pretty good, and the car was real comfortable.
Who you want to thank on this 8 tonight?
Got to thank Greg. He called me last night about 4 o'clock, asked if I wanted to drive this thing for Tad. He couldn't be here tonight. Thanks to Tad and Kyle and Mike and all them guys that took care of me, made it easy. I just put my fire suit on and climbed in the thing.
Congratulations, buddy. Welcome back to Victory Lane.
Thank you. It's been almost 3 years. My last feature win was 4 days before this little girl was born, and I haven't won a feature yet with her.
Well, there you go. You come back for the open mod next week?
Yep, we'll be here next weekend.
Sounds good, man. Congratulations. Bubba Smith, your street stock feature winner.
Should have gotten them because those are $3. My favorite thing I got today was, I think, like food-wise, I think was...
So Bubba Smith in Victory Lane. He'll try it again in the open mods next week on AmeriGas Trucker Appreciation Night here at Midvale Speedway. Late models, open mods, crate mods, compacts, mini trucks, bandos, and legends. No street stocks next week.
So, you make sure you call my name for the bikes.
Hey, guess what, so we had such a picture left over, and we're going to give them away. So you'll have another shot, okay? Make sure you tell your dad and all your brothers I said hello, okay? All right. See you, bud.
There's a microphone right behind you guys. Just reminded you, okay?
Oh, okay.
I don't want you talking bad about Mom or anything. It'll be on camera.
Okay, now coming out on the raceway is our Rat Air Legend feature. Car number 26 is Tyler Martin. The 11, William Greer. Matt Snyder, the 84. 9H is Dan Hall. Don McCormick in the 19. 89, Brett Jersey. The 410, Ryan Jersey. The 77, Nick Galata. The 23 is Craig Hartong. The 10, Robert Allstack. 49, Scott Martin. The 43's Chuck Witt. The 94 of Matt Martin. The 76, Matt Kelly. And the 47, Jason Ansel. Okay, we're going 25 laps in our Rat Air Legend feature tonight.
So Tyler Martin and William Gear, green flag in the air. And Gear going to get the jump on Martin. Martin going to drop back to that second spot. Here comes Daniel Hall on the outside. And Gear way out in front, net number 11. He's going to lead lap number 1 of the Rat Air Legends.
Okay, William Gear in that number 11 out in that number 1 position. Tyler Martin, Brett Jersick, and Daniel Hall is your top 4.
Brett Jersick trying to take a look on Martin for the number 2 position. Gear out in front and comfortable by about a 5-car length lead. Daniel Hall, he's under fire now from Nick Galata, and Galata going to take over that 4th spot, dropping Hall back to 5th. Jersick looking to the inside of Tyler Martin. Martin all the way from West Virginia making the toe up here. 3 of those Martin boys.
Yes, sir, from West by God, Virginia. And here comes Brett Jersick to take that number 2 position away. And now Brett Jersick's got his eyes set on that number 11 of William Gear.
Brett Jersick said, by God, I'm taking this 2nd spot. And he took it. Now he's closing in on race leader William Gear in the number 11. Front 4 starting to tighten up a little bit, Buddha, as Jersick moving in on the race lead.
Well, it looks like William Gear slowing down just a little bit, but Brett Jersick, Tyler Martin, and Nick Galata all right up on the backs in the 1, 2, 3, 4 position. Brett Jersick got a little bit loose going into turn 2, dropped back a little bit. William Gear still at number 1 position. This time we'll be coming in on lap number 10. Lap number 10.
Oh, the front 6 cars. 7 now, all together on the racetrack, nose to tail. William Gear is still your race leader. Brett Jersick 2nd. Single file up front.
The way they're running 1 through 7 reminds me of NASCAR. The way they draft, they're drafting good.
There's about to be a couple bump drafts going on now. Galata looking to the inside of Martin, and now they're double file. Is Jersick looking for the race lead on the outside. But here comes Nick Galata in the 77. Jersick to the outside of Gears for the race lead.
William Gear still our leader. Brett Jersick, Nick Galata. They're just chomping at the bit to try to get around William Gear. Jersick, Galata, 1 or 2 and 3. Now what a shot on the outside. Will Brett Jersick get him?
He was shot out of a cannon getting into the corner, just unable to get alongside on the straightaway. William Gear's doing a nice job on the bottom lane. Jersick working that high side. Good battle in the Rat Air Legends for the race lead.
We're coming down on lap number 15, and it looks like Jersick might get him on turn number 2. There they are, side by side, going down that back straightaway. And it looks like Brett Jersick is going to take over the lead.
Brett Jersick does shoot out to the front. Race leader Brett Jersick pulling away from William Gears now.
Now Nick Galata's got his eyes sights. Look out, he went up high. He's going to lose a lot of position.
I think they banged wheels, Buddha. I think Galata and the 11 of Gears touched wheels. And it cost Galata, 6 spots as he falls all the way back to the 7th position. 8th now, 7th spot.
That was lap 18. We're on lap 18. Brett Jersick, our new leader. William Gears, 2nd. Tyler Martin, 3rd. And Dan Hall still holding on to that number 4th position.
Haven't spoke the name Donnie McCormick yet tonight, but he's running in the 5th spot. He won here a couple of weeks ago in that number 19. So sitting in the 5th spot, just ahead of the 410 of Ryan Jersick. And whoa, the big slide by Martin into the fence in turn 4.
We got a car up on the wall against the wall on turn number 4. It looks like Tyler Martin's up on the wall.
So the black flag coming out for Nick Galata in the 77 for extracurricular activity, we'll call it, Buddha.
So 77 has to go to the pits, please. Black flag for rough driving.
Does a lazy spin on his own, just got up high, maybe up into the marbles, and made a little tank slapper with the turn 4 wall. Then under caution, Nick Galata went up and took a swipe at
William Gears in the 11 after those 2 banged wheels. That was just a racing deal, Bubba, or Buddha. I know that, you know, he was probably upset he lost 6 spots, but sometimes a racing incident's a racing incident. I didn't see William Gears do anything wrong. They just touched wheels.
He just got in, like you said, they touched wheels and they shot off with each other, and that's part of racing.
That's a part of racing, and what isn't a part of racing is going off and using your car as a weapon and retaliating. And, of course, our race director, Matthew Helms, not going to put up with that stuff.
Well, it looks like Dr. Hook's out there now. Bill Lynn's going to hook him up and take him now to the pits.
So 19 complete, 6 to go in the Rat Air Legend feature. Couple of new machines here, Martin being one of those. 4 drivers all the way up from Charleston, West Virginia. That's what, about a 3.5-hour drive or so, isn't it, Buddha? Maybe.
Don't look
4?
at me. I ain't never been across the border yet. The closest I ever seen to the Ohio River was when I was down in calling on the Food for Less.
So a quick rundown. Brett Jersick, your race leader. William Gear sits in the 2nd spot. Then Daniel Hall 3rd. Donnie McCormick in 4th. Ryan Jersick 5th. Then Matt Snyder, Chris Hartong, Robert Allstock, Matt Martin, Scott Martin, Jason Ansel, Chuck Witt, and Matt Kelly as Tyler Martin towed pit side.
Well, it looks like Bill Lynn's got Tyler Martin hooked, so Dr. Hook's taking him back to his trailer.
That tough break made the long drive up here from Charleston, West Virginia. Was sitting running in the 3rd spot, having a good run, and it ended abruptly with only 6 to go. Hopefully he'll get that thing fixed back up and come back up and see us, right?
It was nice to have some cars from out of state here in our Red Air Legend division. And I'll tell you what, tonight, when the cars were coming in and I was signing them up, we had quite a few new cars show up in all the divisions tonight.
Yeah, a lot of new cars, a lot of guys that are here week in and week out, even some guys that had mechanical issues a couple of weeks ago and they got their stuff back ready to go. So great field of cars at Midvale Speedway here to kick off the month of July. As we'll just have to look forward to Labor Day now that our July 4th got ruined.
I can't wait. I want to see some boom booms up in the sky.
Telling you, the boom booms in the sky here are pretty special.
Okay, choose cones out. Choose cones out.
So getting ready to go back to green, 6 laps to go. Dan Hall on the outside now and moving all the way up on the outside was Scott Martin in the 49. Jersick, your race leader. William Gear, Daniel Hall, Donnie McCormick, Ryan Jersick. Ryan Jersick to the inside of Dan Hall is the 19 of Donnie McCormick up to 3rd.
That was lap 21. Lap 21, Brett Jersick, our leader, William Gear, Don McCormick, and Daniel Hall.
Starting to pull away just a little bit. Brett Jersick in the 89 machine, looking for his first feature win at Midvale Speedway. 2 laps away, or 2.5 laps away, Brett Jersick.
Okay, Brett Jersick out at leader, William Gear, and now Don McCormick goes up to that number 3 position. Daniel Hall back to 4th. Will be coming in white flag this time, lap 24, white flags out, 1 lap to go.
Final time for Brett Jersick in the 89. We'll see if Donnie McCormick can get around Gears for the 2nd spot. It's all Brett Jersick, final time into turn number 3. First career feature win at Midvale Speedway for Brett Jersick.
William Gear 2nd, Don McCormick 3rd, Daniel Hall 4th, and Ryan Jersick in the 410 in that number 5 position. Okay, as he comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big, big round of applause for car number 89, Mr. Brett Jersick.
Getting ready to climb out of this number 89 machine, the Slot Bandits, Rad Air sponsored number 89. Here's your winner. He can hear you now, Brett Jersick. Man, congratulations. What a good run to move up through the field. And man, this thing was on fire tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We made some adjustments here before the thing. I think it worked out pretty good for us.
Yeah, I'd say the adjustments worked out pretty good, brother. So tell me, you starting to like this place a little bit?
I've been here for 25 years. I'm starting to get used to it.
Congratulations, man. Who you want to thank on this 89?
I want to thank my son Ryan, who helps us work on the cars. Craig and Bill Richards. We take care of 4 of these cars, and it's quite a job every week.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
In Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane, your winner, Brett Jersick. So Brett Jersick in victory lane for the first time at Midvale Speedway. And what do we got going on over there in the pits? Do I hear modifieds or do I hear late models?
Okay, I think the late model feature's up next, Chris. So it looks like the late models are lining up for their feature. Late models will be going 30 laps around Midvale Speedway.
And don't forget, whenever you come back next week and you're parking, make sure you use those lines that are painted out there. If you put the tail end of your vehicle right on those lines, it'll help you. Make sure that people don't park 3 deep and all that good sort of stuff. So make sure you watch your parking. Make sure you stay 2 wide and not 3 wide in the parking lot.
Okay, our late models are coming out of the raceway right now. Car number 17 is Bob Schneider. 67 Bob Davis. 87 is Bob Sibla driving a Mike Mascotti car. The 65 is Jimmy Carter. The Whip, Gary Whipke, the Purple Pride, number 59. Number 7 is Richie Rourke. Jonathan Ritter, the 28. The other 87 is Mike Mazzagatti. The 69, Denny Benjamin. The 999 is Neil Rowley. Bob Etchell, the 69. And the 4 is Bob DeVore, the 2nd.
What a good field of late models. AP Ren, Bob Snyder Jr. going to start on the front row. You got Bob Sibla Jr., Bob Page in row number 2. Then you've got the 65 of El Presidente, Jimmy Carter, and Rich Rohr. Couple of legends starting in row number 3. Just behind them, you got Mike Mazzagatti and the 59 of 5-time Gary Whipke. Talk about some late model feature wins out of those 4. Rows 3 and 4, you'd be counting for a while, wouldn't you, Buddha?
You don't have enough fingers on your hands or toes.
I don't know that you have enough fingers and toes on all these people in the stands to count the number of feature wins out of those 4.
Oh, I'll tell you, they are top drivers in this late model division.
I couldn't even tell you how many championships and feature wins Rich Rohr's had down here. Mike Stone underway as we got our late model field coming in late as Mike Stone had to get a push start to get going there, Buddha.
Yep, we have 83 RJ White and 88 Mike Stone. The 0 of George Riddle, the 12 of Alex Taylor, the 39, Brendan Lucius is way in the back in that 18th position. Grubbs in the 25.
Field going to get the 1 to go signal this time around. How about you stand up down there in turn 3? Turn 4, front straightaway. Some hot shoes in this late model feature, and there's 20 of them here on a regular night. How about standing up and telling them you appreciate them? Lap Macintosh Oil Company late model feature. AP Ren, Bob Snyder Jr. Turn number 3. Getting ready to go green. Jonathan Smith, the green flag in hand, and we're underway.
Caution's back out on the track. No laps in, no laps in. We're going to do a complete restart, reline them up again, and try to get this race started.
George Riddle got out of shape off the start, and then he got out of shape once again down in turns 1 and 2 and decided to park it down there. Hey, he knew he was going to get a complete restart, so I guess I probably would have done the same thing. So we'll get him lined back up. Should be a quick lineup as Riddle's going to move back around and go even with Stavar, and we're lined up and ready to go.
Okay, white flag's coming out this time. No laps in, no laps in on our late model feature.
We'll try it again. AP Ren, Bob Snyder Jr. in row 1. Bob Page, Bob Sibla Jr. in row 2. 30-lap late model feature is green. Still side by side for the race lead. The 77 of AP Ren going to lead lap number 1.
PAP Ren is our leader. Bob Page second, Bob Schneider, and then Jimmy Carter.
Rich Rohr just got shuffled out. Now he'll get to the bottom. Gary Whipke got around that 7 of Rohr. And now we've got a big battle up front. Here comes El Presidente up to the 3rd spot. And you're going to have Mike Mazzagatti to 4th.
Look out, we got turn. We got trouble in the hen house on turns 1 and 2.
So we'll take a look at the replay and see why Bob Snyder got spun around up in turn number 2. You had Bob Sibla Jr. was right behind him. And it was pretty obvious the big old bump came from the 87 of Bob Sibla Jr. So Bob Sibla will be charged with the caution for getting into the 17 of Bob Snyder. So
tonight, Chris, Bob Sibla brought up one of Mike Mazzagatti's cars, and he's to race the late model feature. I think this is his first time in a late model.
Well, it's the first time in quite some time. He had a 42 late model that he drove for a little while, but yeah, it's the first time in a while, and I know he's going to drive Mike's black 87, I believe, next week when Mike Mazzagatti's on vacation.
Yeah, Mike's going to the Outer Banks, so Bob Sibla Jr. will be in the black 87. Okay, we got 4 laps in. Okay, the choose cone will be coming out this time.
So we'll see Bob Page going to choose the outside. Jimmy Carter going to take the inside. Maybe a defensive move there.
Mazzagatti's going to go on the outside. I'll bet you Gary Whipke goes inside.
He did, and Rich Rohr took the outside. So we'll have them knotted up in turn number 1 here. 4 laps complete, 26 to go. Field on the back straightaway. AP Ren, your race leader. Jimmy Carter, Bob Page in row 2. Green flag in the air, and there goes Snyder to the infield.
There's a caution on the track once again. Lap was not completed, so we're going to line them up. They're going to do it once again. Okay, white flag's gonna coming off. They're trying to get Jimmy Carter to get up there.
I don't know why they decided to lay back a little bit. We're trying to get everybody organized, but it is what it is. We'll try it again. Jeez. So we'll try it again. 4 laps complete. AP Wren, your race leader, out front. Row number 2, Jimmy Carter, Bob Page. Green flag back in the air. So Alex Stavar, a lot of damage on that number 12. George Riddle down in the infield, along with Bob Snyder Jr. Everything started with Bob Snyder Jr. in that number 17. He got squirrely on the start. We'll have to take a look at the replay and see if he had contact from anybody else. So after looking at the replay, there may have been
Dr. Hook's down on turn number 1, and they're going to get somebody towed off down there.
So the caution being charged to the 17 of Bob Snyder Jr. as he spun down into the infield. Alex Stavar being towed off into the pits. Tough break for that number 12, just an innocent bystander. As the 69 of Bob the Animal Eichel, the 88 of Mike Stone continue to circulate to keep their cars running. George Riddle also went over pit side, I believe.
That's the second week in a row that Alex Stavar's had to get towed off, did not get to finish the race.
Yeah, and both times, not his fault. Unfortunate incident for Alex Stavar in the 12.
Lady Luck has not been on his side down here at Midvale.
No, it is not. We got a nice little fireworks show over there in turn number 1 anyway, while we're waiting on the track crew to get everything cleaned up down there. Billy Blower in the Winfield Power Equipment blower in turn number 1. So Chad Medley almost done down there with the blower, trying to make sure everything is blown off of the inside of turns 1 and 2. A lot of dirt and stuff got kicked up from the Alex Stavar and Bob Snyder Jr. machines. Also George Riddle, who went pit side as well. All right, so here we go. We'll roll the machines. So hearing there's a little bit of gravel and stuff down in turns 3 and 4 as well, so they'll have the field stay high. Going to put a little bit of stuff down to make sure everything's good to go down in 3 and 4. Make sure all that gravel's moved away. And we'll be back under green flag racing here in just a minute. At least enjoy the fireworks over here from Midvale. They're pretty good ones.
Okay, our safety crew's up, going off the track. We're going to get them relined up. We have 4 laps in.
Oh, let's see. Oh, Hall of Famer Dave Ruppengardner gets the cone out in turn number 3, so the choose cone is out. So Jimmy Carter will take the bottom, so does Mazzagatti, so does Whipkey. Rich Rohr going to make up a couple spots. He'll go around the outside. And Field will get the one to go single this time around.
Okay, AP Ren, our leader. Bob Page, Jimmy Carter, Bob Schneider. Nope, sorry about that. We still got the old lineup up here. All right.
Green flag back in the air. AP Ren, Jimmy Carter, Bob Page, your front 3. And caution on the speedway for the 0 of George Riddle.
Well, our safety crew goes back out on the track again. They said there's something up high on turn number 4. We'll find out.
So trying to get the 0 of George Riddle pulled to the pits. He's leaking fuel, so they will pull him pit side. They'll get the black flag.
Well, it looks like Brendan Lucius in the 39 now is going to the pits. We don't know what happened to the 39.
So still 4 laps complete. So we'll see if George Riddle can get his machine to stop leaking over there. Pit side might be just a fuel cap or something. Brendan Lucius pit side as well. I'll run through that for just a lap or so, and we should be about ready to go. Field still lined up. Ready to go.
Here comes Brendan Lucius in the 39 back out on the track. Whatever was wrong with him, they probably got it corrected. But he will have to go tail end for going into pits. Okay, white flag's coming out this time. We're going to try this once again. 4 laps still in.
So we'll try it again. AP Ren, Jimmy Carter, Bob Page. Let's see if we can settle in and get some laps in here. Green flag back in the air. AP Wren, Jimmy Carter, Bob Page still your front three, and here comes Page to the outside. Rich Rohr still side by side with Mike Mazzagatti for the 4th and 5th positions. AP Wren looking strong out front in the 77.
AP Wren still out right now. Jimmy Carter coming on the inside. He's going to take that number 1 position. Here comes Mike Mazzagatti up to number 2, followed by the Purple Pride, number 59, the Whip himself, Gary Whipke.
Oh, we got us a battle now up front. El Presidente, Mike Mazzagatti, and Gary Whipke.
Uh-oh, we got a spin on turn number 4. The 999 of Neil Rowley spun out, so he'll get charged with the infraction, have to go to the tail end. You know, Chris, with the choose cone coming out, I tell you, this is going to be a good one with Mazzagatti and Whipke in that number 2 and 3 position. They're going to be fighting each other for that position to go up to that number 1.
Yeah, and AP Wren probably going to choose the bottom. Bob Page will probably choose the top, and that opens up Richie Rohr. We'll see where he goes. And then you've got Jonathan Ritter right behind him. He just set the track record, or broke the track record in the heat race.
He broke the track record, but it went under his time. Okay, here comes the choose cone back out. We have 8 laps in. Well, the whip, Gary Whipke goes on the outside, Mazzagatti on the inside. The 7 of Richie Rohr on the inside, and the 87 on the outside.
This is going to be good. El Presidente, Jimmy Carter, now in front of Mazzagatti and Whipke. Oh, this could get interesting. Carter in turn 3. Green flag back in the air.
Jimmy Carter out front. Now Mike, we got trouble on turns 1 and 2. Bob Sibla in the 87 down there, involved in that wreck. The 39 of Brendan Lucius. Ritter's out of his car.
Yeah, good to see Jonathan Ritter. There's a ton of damage on that 28 machine.
There's some sheet metal. There's some sheet metal tore up down there.
Wow, look at the front end of that 28 machine. Bob Sibla Jr. in the middle of that. He's got a lot of damage.
Well, our ambulance crew's out on the track right now. The red's been thrown, so the cars have to stop where they're at.
There comes Bob Sibla Jr. out of his car. Good to see Bob Sibla Jr. okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while our track crew and our tow companies try to get this mess cleaned up, now would be a good time to head down to the concession stand. If you're still hungry, get something good to eat. Get one of those walk-in tacos or one of our famous Coney dogs. And we also have the cream chicken sandwiches down there. I'll tell you, it's some good food down there, hot dogs, hamburgers, steak burgers, and don't forget our 3-piece chicken tenders.
Go ahead, back from the fence in turn number 1. You should not be next to the fence. Back from the fence in turn number 1. Fans, back from the fence in turn number 1 now, or I will call the deputies. Please, back from the fence.
People, please get back away from the fence in turn 1. And if you're still thirsty, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we have Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light, Twisted Tea, strawberry margaritas down there. Get yourself a nice cold beer. And like I said, don't forget also, ladies and gentlemen, we have whole pizzas and sliced pizza down in our concession stand. So if you're hungry for a pizza, get down and get a pizza and get yourself a nice cold couple beers to go with that pizza.
I mean, there is a reason why we preach don't stay next to the fence. If one of these cars pops a radiator hose or an oil line and you get hot water or hot oil sprayed up into the, near the fence and somebody gets burned, then you're going to wish you didn't go next to the fence and you listened. So the best thing to do is just stay in your seat and watch the cleanup from there. Thank you.
You're on here. I'm coming. Guess what? I'm coming to get you. And you ain't gonna fucking like it. Yeah. Hey. So you wanna fucking play me? Hey. There's a microphone right there behind you, man. Sorry. Sorry.
Thanks again, JT. Appreciate it, buddy. Again, the main thing is the drivers are okay. Seeing Bob Siblet Jr. down there walking around and Jonathan Ritter. A lot of damage to the race cars, but drivers are okay, and that's the most important thing right now. A lot of damage in those cars. Wow. So looking at the Mid-Vid Racing videos, man, what a crazy accident on the front straightaway, and looking at the Jonathan Ritter machine as it's to the pit side, just, wow, what a lot of damage. That car just, they get the motor back together after he lost a motor a couple of weeks ago, and they get the motor in the car and just flat destroyed. And then Bob Siblet Jr.'s machine having to go on the rollback. He's got it on both ends of that 87. Just, wow, that was an expensive accident, Buddha. We'll just put it that
I'm
way.
telling you what, Mike Mazzagotti has to be having kittens sitting in his car, seeing his other car. It's going to have to be probably tow truck put it in the trailer, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think that thing's going to go in that trailer very easy.
Not willingly.
No, not willingly. It's not going to go willingly. So again, 9 laps complete. Jimmy Carter, your race leader. Mike Mazzagotti second. Gary Whitney third. Bob Page fourth. AP Wren fifth. Rich Rohr in sixth. And then it's all a scramble behind. Looks like we'll have R.J. White, Chris Grubbs. I don't know if Bob Snyder Jr. went pit side. I think he did. So Danny Benjamin. And everything started with Neil Rowley kind of having a brain fart, we'll say, and coming back up onto the racetrack in turn number 4 while the field was still green from the grass. So hopefully Mr. Rowley knows down there in the 999 that we probably shouldn't do that again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our track crew, got to give them a big round of applause that they and our towing company for getting these cars off the track. Now the blowers down there trying to blow all that rice hull back into the infield and get that liquid up off the track so we can get our late model feature back under the way. We've got 9 laps in.
I can tell you what, this will be a good time to plug Mid-Vid Racing videos again. Stop up here and see Brendan McCrae and get yourself a DVD because they caught that whole accident from start to finish, all on camera. So it was a great job by everybody involved with Mid-Vid Racing videos. They do an incredible job from multiple angles. And yeah, that was a pretty spectacular one. Down in turn number 1, eliminating some really good race cars in a very strong field of late models. And now we're dwindling down, but still got a long way to go. Jimmy Carter, your race leader, Mike Mazzagatti second, Gary Whitkey third, and Bob Page in fourth.
Okay, our tower just told them to fire them up. We're going to get them rolling again. The red will go off. They'll start moving. Go back to caution. We got 9 laps in, 9 laps in. Okay, the red light went off. Caution's on. Now they're rolling. Trying to get them all re-lined up once again.
Going to come out next time around. Well, President
Okay, finally the white flag comes out. Mike Mazzagatti takes the inside. Gary Whipke on the outside. Bob Page on the inside. Richie Rohr on the outside.
Green flag back in the air. Gary Whipke trying to get around Mike Mazzagatti for that second spot behind Jimmy Carter. And he'll clear.
It looks like Gary Whipke's going to take that number 2 position. Mike Mazzagatti back to third.
Gary Whipke now in tow of the 65 of Jimmy Carter.
We got a caution on the track. Caution on the track for car number 69. Okay, the car of Neil Rowley in 999 was black flagged because of mechanical issues, so he has to go pits. Jimmy Carter in that 65 in that number 1 position. Gary Whipke now in second. Mike Mazzagatti third. Cheese cone is out right now. We have 14 laps completed. It looks like Gary Whipke chose the inside, Mike Mazzagatti on the outside. Bob Page on the inside and Richie Rohr on the outside. They come around turns 3 and 4, the green flag's out, and we are back with our late model feature.
Jimmy Carter and Gary Whipke, your front 2. Oh, Bob Page spins on his own off of turn number 2.
Caution's back out on the track for car 67. Mr. Bob Page, caution on the track. Okay, we got 15 laps in with 10 to go. No, 15 to go, 15 to go. Sorry about that. 15 in, 15 to go. We're halfway home. Choose cones coming out again, once again. Jimmy Carter, our leader. It looks like Gary Whipke staying on the inside, Mike Mazzagatti on the outside. Where will Richie Rohr go? I think Richie Rohr is going to take the inside.
try it again. Jimmy Carter, Gary Whipke, and Mike Mazzagatti. Right at the halfway point, 15 down, 15 to go. Green flag back in the air.
We got caution back out on the track once again.
You don't say? There's a caution. I would have never guessed it.
Does caution mean you gotta watch where you're going?
I think caution should be the new green, because we've completed more laps under caution than we're ever going to complete under green.
Oh, I agree with you on that one. Well, it looks like number 87, Mike Mazzagatti, got charged with that infraction, so he's going to have to go tail end. Okay, we still got 15 laps in, 15 to go. Choose cones coming back out once again.
I mean, let's just call it like we see it. This race has been abysmal. I mean, there's just no other ands, if, or buts about it. This has been terrible. A terrible show by a really good, strong late model field. And I mean, you call it like it is, right? It's just,
you know, it's just like these guys forgot how to drive.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, they're all trying to win it on the first lap. What's that saying? You can't win it, but you damn sure can lose it.
For sure.
Green flag back in the air.
Caution coming out once again. Once again on the track, still 15 laps in. You know, it was bad, Chris, is we started with 20 cars, now we're down to 10.
Yeah, we're going to be less because they're deciding to brake check each other on the back straightaway. R.J. White on the outside of Gary Whipke, and R.J. White to second. Good run for the 83.
Jimmy Carter is our leader. R.J. White second. Now Gary Whipke back to that number 3 position. That was lap 20. We've got coming in on lap number 21. We got 9 laps to go in our late model feature. Jimmy Carter, our leader, R.J. White, Gary Whipke, Richie Rohr, and Mike Stone are your top 5. Jimmy Carter still out in that number 1 position. R.J. White and the whip, Gary Whipke in number 3. This time we'll be coming in on lap number 25. Lap 25. 5 to go. We got a caution on the track once again. .24 laps in, Cheese Cone coming out this time. Richie Rohr takes that outside lane. He goes up to that number 2 position. Gary Whipke into number 3. We got 24 laps in, 6 to go. Jimmy Carter, our leader. R.J. White, second. Richie Rohr, Gary Whipke, and Mike Mazzagatti, your top 5. This time we'll be coming in on lap number 28. Lap number 28 with 2 to go.
White flag for El Presidente. Jimmy Carter, R.J. White with a strong run in that second spot. Off of turn number 2, final time down the back straightaway, thank God. Off of turn number 4, your winner, El Presidente.
Jimmy Carter, our feature winner. R.J. White second, Richie Rohr third, Gary Whipke fourth, and Mike Mazzagatti in that number 5 position.
I know that the Tour de France is going on right now. I think we just saw the Tour de late models. Felt like it took 13 days to finish that one. Unless Jimmy Carter picks up another win. In the CNC wholesaling, Medina Mountain Motors Mountain Powder Coating, sponsored number 65, another visit into Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane, also Frank May Garage. Here's your winner, El Presidente, Jimmy Carter. All right, that was a long enough feature. We'll keep the interview quick and short and sweet and all that good stuff, man. Congratulations on a strong performance up front. You did a well job, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was a little hot, but I didn't know what they were doing back there. But I got to thank John and these guys. His son-in-law Jeff. He did the first time he ever spotted for me. He did a great job, and what an opportunity to get to drive this car. I just show up, and it's always so well prepared and everything. This one's for my dad again. It's going to keep going, I guess. And yep. Thanks, Dad.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Congratulations on another win. Your winner, Jimmy Carter. All right, Jimmy Carter, another trip to Victory Lane in memory of his father, who they lost a few months back. So good to see Jimmy Carter in Victory Lane. Always good to honor his dad. And now we will move on to our next feature, and hopefully it won't take nearly as long.
Hey, dog, Chris. How are you, buddy? Good.
Okay, we're coming out with our mini truck feature right now. The 00 is Blake Ripley. The 29 is Trenton Croft. Jason Shaw in the 42. The 443 is Eddie McLean. 99 is Bob Johnson. The 442 is Connor McLean. And the 33X3 is Mike Stuber.
Hey, I gotta
We're going to go 15 laps.
I gotta give Gary credit. He said, I told him I thought Blake Ripley told me earlier that he blew the motor up in that 00 truck. And Gary said, well, hell, he's had long enough to change it. He probably put a new motor in it before the feature.
Gee whiz.
Gary Smith wins comment of the night. Blake Ripley, Trenton Croft, gonna bring the mini truck field into green. Ross Mountain Barbecue mini trucks, green flag. Trenton Croft, your race leader. Here comes Eddie McLean. McLean to the second spot. Now Ripley going to lose the third spot to Jason Shaw. Good battle up front for the race lead. Eddie McLean all over Trenton Croft.
Now Eddie McLean looking on the outside. Trenton Croft shut the door on him, but here comes Eddie McLean now on the outside. We're coming in on lap number 4,
Blake Ripley did pull pit side in the double zero. Been having engine issues on that truck all night long, and he decides to call it a night. Good battle up front between Eddie McLean and the youngster Trenton Croft.
Trenton Croft not wanting to give that number 1 position away. But Eddie McLean now on the outside. Will he get that number 1 position? And I say yes, he just did. Trenton Croft goes back to that number 2 position. Bob Johnson on the outside of him, looking for the number 2 now.
Up the racetrack a little bit, Trenton Croft. But Bob Johnson going to get around anyway. Move Bob Johnson up to second. Trenton Croft back to third. Now here comes Connor McLean for position number 3. Race leader Eddie McLean up front.
We'll be coming in on lap number 10 this time. Lap number 10. Eddie McLean still your number 1 leader. Bob Johnson right on his bumper. And then Connor McLean in that number 3.
Is it a bumper or is it a tailgate, Buddha?
We don't know what. It looks like a bumper, but it looks like a tailgate. We'll have to flip a coin.
It could be both. It could be a tonneau cover. I don't know, but either way, Bob Johnson all over it on Eddie McLean's truck. 3 laps to go, 3.5 to go, and here comes Bob Johnson looking to the inside. He's there. Johnson to the inside of Eddie McLean in turn 3.
And Bob Johnson now takes that number 1 position away. Eddie McLean goes to second. Connor McLean in the number 3.
Connor McLean wants to take second from Dad, but he's only got 2 laps to get it done. 2 to go.
He wants to tell the old man, move aside. Here comes young blood.
The young blood trying to get rid of the old. Connor McLean looking to the inside of Eddie McLean. Eddie closes the door, white flag in the air for Bob Johnson. Eddie way up the racetrack. Connor McLean to the bottom. Final time off turn number 2. Bob Johnson gonna cruise to victory, but the battle is for second. Connor McLean on the bottom, Eddie on the top. Connor McLean gonna beat Dad to the line. He'll finish second. Bob Johnson, your winner. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you put on a good race in the feature. green to checkered, good side-by-side hard racing. No cautions, no damage, no nothing, just a feature win for Bob Johnson. In the benchmark construction, Carroll County Coffee Company, Deluxe Body Shop, CB Boutique, John Doe Band, sponsored number 99. Another visit to Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane at Midvale Speedway, this time on Federated Auto Parts Night. Christmas in July, here's your winner, Bob Johnson.
It's better if you take that off before you get out, Ding Dong. Come back here, brother.
All right, now that's how you run a feature. Green to checkered, no damage, no trucks flipping over, nothing, just good, hard, clean racing in a winner.
Yep, yeah, that's how we race. That's just the truck class. That's what we do. We don't beat on each other. We try to race each other clean. We work on each other's stuff, so we don't want to tear it up. So.
I agree with you, and I'll tell you what, you guys were up there wrenching on about 3 vehicles. Eddie was over on, Storm's truck. It was crazy up there, but, you guys did a nice job, man. You and Eddie had a good battle. Once you got to the inside, though, this thing was bolted. It seemed like Eddie may be pushing a little bit.
Yeah, he had a little bit of push going on. Yeah, I was just waiting. Once I caught him, I was just waiting. I set him up a lap, and then when I swing that high, I was coming across. I was going one way or another. So.
Going one way or another. Who you want to thank on this 99, man?
I got to thank Benchmark Construction, Carroll County Coffee Company, CB Boutique, John Doe Band, Ken and Mark Nice, Warrior Wash and Detail, Nick State and Cages, and the McLeans, Mike Stuber for driving my other truck, the new truck tonight, trying to get it broke in. So.
You got to put a spoiler on that thing. It'll probably be a little faster.
Yeah, I wrenched. I took this week off to get that thing done, to get it out here today. So.
We said it was going so fast it blew off.
Yeah.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Your winner, Bob Johnson.
Okay, coming out on the track now is our modified feature. Okay, the 28, Brandon France. The 09, Phil Cox. The 0s, Lucas Ripley. 66, Lewis McGraw. The 13, Kenny Feaster Jr. The 49 is Bob Page. The 64 is Ian Porco. Nick Grubbs is in the 24. Teddy Oliver in the 49-0. 38, Kevin McClintock. Kyle Lawson in the number 6. The 27 is driven by David Knight. 34, Conrad Yoder. The 75, Bob DeVore the second. Bob Passwater Jr. in the 74. The 2 is Vanessa McCreary. And 45, Joe Slentz. Okay, we're going to go 25 laps with our modified feature. Okay, white flag's coming out. White flag's coming out. Next time around, we'll get the green, and we're going to be on our way with our modified feature.
Field in 3 and 4, getting ready to go green. Brandon France, Phil Cox, green flag in the air. Philip Cox trying to break that bad luck streak that came down and bit the 09 this year. Brandon France still on the inside, battling for that race lead, lap number 1. Cox slips up high. It's going to go to Brandon France by a nose.
Brandon France, our leader. Phil Cox is in number 2 position. And Ripley's, believe it or not, in the 0 in that number 3. Now, Lucas Ripley looking on the inside, wanting to take that number 2 position away from Phil Cox. Now Lucas Ripley moves up to that number 2 position. Phil Cox back to the number 3. Brandon France still our leader. We'll be coming in on lap number 5 this time, lap number 5.
Fastest qualifier, Kevin McClintock, got some work to do as he gets around Teddy Oliver in the 49, but he's marred back in 9th right now as Oliver spins in turn 2. Caution on the Speedway. A little bit of contact right there. David Knight made a little contact with Teddy Oliver as he spun around. Just talking about Kevin McClintock and needing a long way to go, you know. You get a caution, you can make up some of those spots now thanks to the choose cone.
That choose cone, I really like it. I've never seen it until this year. And man, you can be back in 6th and move right up to the 2nd spot.
Yeah, you absolutely can. It definitely is a game changer. I think most people like it. I've heard a couple grumblings, but for the most part, I think guys and girls like it in the stands, and that's where it counts ultimately, right?
That's exactly right. Then it gets their favorite driver. If they're back and they move them way up, then they got more rooting time for their driver.
Absolutely. Well, why do you think NASCAR went to a chase format? Why do you think they go 6 green, white checkers in a race? It's all about the fans. They want the excitement. The fans wanted it, so they have at it.
It's like Borrego. It's in there.
Getting ready to go back to green, Brandon France, Phil Cox, and Lucas Ripley.
Will be coming in on lap number 6 this time. And Lucas Ripley, the Ripleys, believe it or not, he's trying to believe in himself to get that number 1 position.
Kevin McClintock was making some hay in the outside lane and then shuffled himself out. I think he just, car jumped out on him a little bit. He's going to lose some ground in that high lane. How about Brandon France being able to clear the big dog? Brandon France, your race leader. Lucas Ripley second, Phil Cox third, and the youngster Lewis McGrath in fourth.
Coming in on lap number 10, Brandon France still our leader. Lucas Ripley, Phil Cox, and Kenny Feaster.
Single file all the way back to the side-by-side battle between McClintock and Bob Page for the 8th position. So front 7, single file. And now McClintock and Page get single filed out. 13 laps complete this time. Brandon France out front in the 28.
we got 12 laps in, 12 laps in. Okay, car number 28, Brandon France, our leader. Lucas Ripley on the outside. Bill Cox on the inside. We have 12 laps completed.
Green flag back in the air. Brandon France maintains the race lead. Philip Cox inside of the big dog. Lucas Ripley for second. The 66 of Lewis McGrath in the fourth spot. He's got heat from Kenny Feaster Jr. and Ian Porco.
Caution's coming back out on track. Caution on the track.
Brandon France, your race leader. Philip Cox runs in the second spot. Then the 0 of Lucas Ripley, the 66 of Lewis McGrath, and the 13 of Kenny Feaster Jr. And guess what, Buddha?
The cheese cone's back out.
You are correct, sir.
Well, I bet it's Brandon France, Phil Cox on the inside, Lewis Ripley on the outside. 14 laps completed.
Brandon France, your race leader. Lucas Ripley and Philip Cox battle for second. And we got a big one on the back straightaway, and that is David Knight, I believe, who hit hard on the pit wall. So David Knight, all the way from Kannapolis, North Carolina, took a hard hit over there to the pit chute. And the way the camera set up, there may or may not be a pole in the road, so I can't see if he's out of the car yet. Did he climb out? All right, David Knight out of the car over there. Yep, there he is. He's walking towards the back of the car. About a big round of applause. He took a hard hit over there. Good to see David Knight back at Midvale Speedway. Tough to see him here under those conditions, but hopefully they'll get her fixed back up and back out at some point. So after taking a look at the replay, hard hit over there for David Knight, and he got put there, unfortunately, not on his doing. He got clipped by Teddy Oliver. Looked like Teddy got loose off of turn number 2 and came down into the 27 of David Knight and hooked him, actually put the right rear in the air of the 27, and then he made contact with the outside wall, slid down, and hit the pit entrance, or pit exit, I should say, pretty much head on at that angle. So getting the 27 of David Knight back up on the rollback. Again, thank you to Performance Towing and Akron Coach Towing. Man, they've been busy tonight. Our infield track crew been busy tonight. Goodness gracious.
I'll tell you what, they're earning their P's and Q's.
They're going to be wanting overtime pay because we're about to be into Sunday. You know what happens. Sunday, you get double time. So Matt Wallach's got it up on the rollback. We should be ready to go here shortly. Also getting the 75 of Bobby DeVore, the second towed pit side. Tough break for the 75. He was involved in that as well. Complete innocent bystander of that one. So tough break for 75 and 27.
Well, the 75 of Bob DeVore, the second on the hook. He's going now back to the pits. Okay, cautions. Light came back on. We're going to roll them. We're going to get them lined up. And we're going to get this feature, try to get it finished. 14 laps in.
Hey, you know what they say? Cautions breed cautions, Buddha.
I tell you what, I've seen enough yellow lights tonight that I want to see.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see any more either. We even had to turn the air back on. I mean, it just got too hot up here.
Yeah, a lot of hot air up here.
There it is. Look, you get to see Matthew on the Mid-Vid Racing video board. Look. Oh, look, now we're on double screens, Buddha. Look at that. All right, Brandon France, Philip Cox, Lucas Ripley. Green flag. Philip Cox back to the inside of Lucas Ripley for that second spot. Brandon France still out front, 15 in, 10 to go.
Lucas Ripley coming down the front straightaway got a little bit loose, but him and Phil Cox are still side by side for that second and third position.
Lewis McGrath sitting right there in the 4th spot, waiting on them two to sort out their business so he can move forward. Kenny Feaster Jr. rounds out the top 5.
Now Phil Cox takes over that second spot. Brandon France still out in number 1, but now here comes Lewis McGrath on the inside of Lucas Ripley. And he will take that number 3 spot away from Lucas Ripley.
And Kenny Feaster Jr. trying to follow suit as he's to the inside of the 0. That's going to open up the inside. We'll see if the 24 Nick Grubb's going to slide through as well. Lucas Ripley falling in that high lane. Brandon France looking pretty out front with 5 to go.
Lucas Ripley now floating back. Instead of going forward, he's going backwards. He's awful loose coming off that turn number 4.
Nick Grubb's going to take over that top 5 position, move Lucas Ripley back to 6th as he gets finally in line in front of Bob Page and Kevin McClintock. Those two have been able to move forward as well. Stuck back there in 7th and 8th. Brandon France, your race leader, only a couple of laps away, and the 45 spins again.
Okay, we got 22 laps in. Brandon France, our leader. Phil Cox, Lewis McGrath, and Kenny Feaster. Okay, choose cone is out. Choose cone is out.
So Lewis McGrath will choose the outside. He's going to try and get around Philip Cox for that number 2 spot. Side by side in row number 3, Nick Grubbs, Kenny Feaster Jr. Green flag back in the air. Brandon France, your race leader. 3 to go.
Coming in on lap number 24, white flags out, 1 to go. Brandon France still holding off Lewis McGrath and Phil Cox as they come down the back straightaway. They'll be coming. And the checkered flag comes out. Brandon France, Phil Cox, Lewis McGrath.
I'm telling you, I think there's a full moon somewhere behind those clouds. This has been a crazy night. Pulling into victory lane for the first time in 2023 in the South Philly Pizza. France Trucking, BP Photography, HRN Construction sponsored number 28. Also Ennis Hauling on the sale panel. Getting ready to climb out, first feature win of 2023. Getting the belts undone. He's getting a little older, so it takes him a little more time. Here's your winner, Brandon France.
I knew I'd make you laugh. I know. Go over here.
Man, congratulations. Good run. This thing, man, I think this whole division, if you get out front and you got that clean air, anybody can win in this division, really, honestly, right?
Yeah, it's tough, especially when we started and I seen Ripley, and that kid can drive anything. So I knew I just had to be on my toes and not make mistakes, and we made it.
Absolutely, you did. You could not put a wheel wrong, and you didn't all race long. Lucas Ripley out there, obviously the leader, the way the restarts are now, with having that leader out there, that was a huge advantage because nobody would want that 0 car beside him, right?
No, I could hear him, and I wasn't a fan of the Delaware restart, but I think I can get used to it now. It helps.
Yeah, it does. It changes the game, man. We were talking about it. If 3 or 4 guys stay on the inside in front of you and you go to the outside, you make up a lot of spots in a hurry.
Yeah, the only downside, if there's no outside, you donate them right back. So it's a gamble.
It is. Who you want to thank on this 28 tonight, man?
We got Ennis Hauling, HRN, Mom, Dad, wife, the boys. Kenny's been helping me out. BP photography. I believe that's about it on it.
Congratulations, buddy. Welcome back to Victory Lane. You didn't put a wheel wrong all night. You earned that one.
Thank you.
Your winner, Brandon France. Also, got to wish Tanya Heath a happy birthday. It's 12 o'clock. Your son came up and said, right at 12 o'clock, can you wish my mom a happy birthday? So, Tanya Heath, happy birthday, because it's Sunday now. And I think Britt wants overtime because it's Sunday, right? Okay. Britt wants overtime. Chad said he wants overtime too. So, we'll have to take that up with Kimmy in a little bit. And hey, Buddha, there's only one race left.
Wow, I guess one thing I know for sure, you can count.
That's right. My buddy down there tells me I'm number one all the time.
And I'll bet you one thing for sure, when this last race is over, I'm going to warp speed up 77 northbound. Okay, we're coming out with our compact feature, the last race of the evening. Car number 5, Tabby Stuber, Drew roaming in the 69, Josh Robinson in the 21, the 52 Jeremy Solinger, Mike Stringer in the 04, the XX1 is Justin Riley. 427 is Josh Huff. 57 is the Sizzler, Blaze Bacon. Gavin Roop in the 9. The 24 is Brent Scheffler. The 68 is Corbin Robinson. The 429 is Cameron Walker. The 72 is Mike Stuber. Jeffrey Orr is in the number 8. The 23, Brett Irwin. The 3L, Justin Lenars. The 9C is Chris Bettler. Alan Clark is in the 0. The 62, Caden Scott. Jamie Leslie in the 64. And the 84 is Scott Witten. We're going to go 20 laps around Midvale Speedway. 20 laps.
Happy birthday, Trisha. Happy birthday, Trisha. So we do have to wait just a second for Brandon France. He does have to go through tech real quick with his modified and jump out of that and get into his compact. So we do have just a quick minute to wait on Brandon France to get back out here. And here he comes already. How would you like to go run a modified and then have to wheel a front wheel drive compact that's completely, totally different than what you just did?
That's like driving a Corvette jumping into a Model T.
Well, or driving a Corvette and then getting into a Chevette.
It could be worse than that, a Pinto.
A Pinto bean.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. You know who else's birthday it is tonight?
Who?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't know. You turd.
I think it's Pete Shalip because he's driving his Jeep. Okay, white flag's coming out. We're going 20 laps around Midvale Speedway.
Green flag in the air, Tabby Stuber and Drew Romig. Drew Romig has the advantage off of turn number 2. Tabby Stuber still there in the bottom lane. Drew Romig way up high, going to have the race lead. He's cleared Tabby Stuber off of turn number 4. Tabby now battles back. Jeremy Salinger right there in that outside lane. Looks like Drew Romig going to finally clear Tabby Stuber off turn number 2.
Drew Romig now our leader. Tabby Stuber goes back to number 2. Jeremy Salinger is in 3rd. Josh Robinson in the 4th position.
Justin Riley in the XX1 moving up as he tries to get to the inside of Robinson. Drew Romig still out front. The Sizzler Blaze Bacon trying to make his way up through the field as well.
Tabby Stuber doing a good job holding on to that number 2 position, keeping Jeremy Salinger behind her. Okay, Drew Romig still out as our number 1 leader. Tabby Stuber, Jeremy Salinger, top 1, 2, and 3. We got caution on the track. Caution on the track.
Looks like the 04 of Mike Stringer. Not sure who the other, Gavin Roop. So Mike Stringer, Gavin Roop up in turn number 4. We'll have to check the replay out to see if they caught that one, because I don't think we did up here.
Well, the 04 of Mike Stringer gets charged with that infraction, so he has to go tail end, the 04.
Yeah, it looked like he got on the rumble strips just a little bit, and as soon as he got on the rumble strips, the car kind of jerked up and hit the 9 of Gavin Rube, and around those two went. So just a mistake on the bottom for the 04 Mike Stringer, but hey, you know what? Just move on from it, learn from it. Drew Romig doing a nice job out front. Tabby Stuber in second. Jeremy Salinger third. Josh Robinson in the fourth spot.
Okay, we got 8 laps in. 8 laps in. The choose cones coming out this time. Okay, white flag will be coming out this time. 8 laps in, 12 to go in our compact feature.
So field coming to green, Drew Romig, Tabby Stuber, and Jeremy Salinger. Jeremy Salinger going to take over that second spot. Tabby Stuber back to third.
Look
and
out, we got another
Speedway.
caution on the front straightaway.
So Chris Billiter and Cameron Walker get together off of turn number 4. And we do revert back to the previous lap. So Tabby Stuber back up in the second position ahead of Jeremy Salinger.
Okay, choose cones out. We got 8 laps in, 8 laps in. Okay, they're coming down the back straightaways. They come around turn 3 and 4. The green flag will be out, and we'll be back underway with our compact feature.
You think this race will be over by Monday?
I hope it's over before breakfast.
Yeah, I agree. Tabby Stuber going to get a good restart there. She's going to be ahead of the 52 of Jeremy Salinger. So move Tabby back up into that second spot. It's the 69 of Drew Romig, your race leader. Salinger third, then a good battle between the XX1 of Justin Riley, the 21 of Josh Robinson.
This time we'll be coming in on lap number 10. Lap number 10, 10 in, 10 to go in our compact feature.
Drew Romig pulling away a little bit. Tabby Stuber still in that second spot. Jeremy Salinger third. Now we got a battle for fourth. Justin Riley to the outside of Josh Robinson. Brent Schreffler right there. Here comes the Mean Bean and the Sizzler all in that battle. And joining it is Gavin Roop in the 9. Something just happened to the 21 of Josh Robinson. Oh boy! Tyler Scott almost rolled. Tyler Scott okay down there in turn number 4, and he's not happy with Josh Robinson. Oh, that is Rob Scott, isn't it? So Rob Scott in the 62, driving for Tyler tonight. Got into the 21 of Josh Robinson. Robinson was slow in the middle of the racetrack. Something broke on that car. He got all the way to the bottom. And coming around on the outside, Rob Scott got into the tire of the 21 of Robinson and almost rolled that 62 over. Thankfully, it stayed on all four wheels.
Okay, white flag's out. We got 13 laps completed, 7 to go.
Green flag back in the air. That time Salinger got a good start. Trying to get to the outside of Romig, but still going to have to deal with Tabby Stuber. Stuber battling on the inside. Good battle for second between Jeremy Salinger, Tabby Stuber, and Brent Schreffler there in the 24.
Now Tabby Stuber goes up to take that number 2 position. Drew Romig, Tabby Stuber, and Brent Salinger. This time we're coming in on lap number 16. Lap 16.
Brent Schreffler trying to clear. Oh, and Josh Huff into the wall in turn 3. So Jeffrey Orr and the 427 of Josh Huff, a little bit of contact over in turn number 3.
Okay, we reverted back a lap. We've got 15 laps in, 5 to go in our compact feature.
Josh Huff going to get a spot back as the caution being charged to the 8 of Jeffrey Orr, B feature winner a couple of weeks ago. Again, next Saturday night here at Midvale Speedway, Airgas presents Trucker Appreciation Night at Midvale Speedway. Open mods, late models, crate mods, bandos, compacts, legends, and mini trucks. No street stocks next week.
Okay, choose cones coming out this time. Okay, white flags coming out this time. 15 in, 5 to go. Drew Romig is our leader. Tabby Stuber second. Jeremy Salinger, Brett Scheffler, and Justin Riley.
Green flag back in the air. God, I hope we can finish this one. Drew Romig, your race leader. Salinger got a good restart. Oh, Tabby Stuber might have got turned. And all kinds of melee down in turn number 1. And, oh, hey, guess what? We have a caution again. So caution being charged with the 24, Brent Schreffler. He got into the back of Tabby Stuber in the number 5. Got her sideways. So Tabby will get her spot back. Brent Schreffler had some damage to the right rear after Corbin Robinson kind of jumped up over top of the 24 machine. And Brent Schreffler takes his machine pit side. Have to see if, boy, that 68 really jumped up in the air after it hit the tire of the 24. 24 has a flat right rear. Looks like the Mean Bean's still out there, though.
Okay, we still got 15 laps in with 5 to go in our compact feature.
Looks like the 24 Brent Schreffler got his right rear tire changed. He'll go back out and tag the tail. We'll see if he can make up some spots here towards the end. Tabby Stuber takes the bottom. Jeremy Salinger the top. See if we go every other. Nope. The Sizzler takes the bottom. That's going to open up the Mean Bean to the outside. Josh Huff to the outside. He'll make up a couple spots. And hopefully this will be the last restart of the evening. Green flag back in the air.
Okay, Drew Romig is our leader, still out in number 1 position. Tabby Stuber in that number 2 position, followed by the 52 of Jeremy Salinger.
Justin Riley going to try and sneak his nose up to the inside of Salinger for that number 3 position. Not quite able to get there. Brent Schreffler trying to make some noise in the back of the pack, moving up through. Here comes Corbin Robinson and Blaze Bacon with Gavin Root and Josh Huff.
We'll be coming in on lap number 18 this time, lap number 18. Drew Roming, our leader, now Jeremy Salinger goes up to that number 2 position. White flag will be coming out this time with 1 lap to go. As they come around turns 3 and 4, it's going to be car number 69, Drew Romey, Jeremy Salinger second, Justin Riley third, Tabby Stuber fourth, and Corbin Robinson in that number 5 position. As he comes down to victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big, big round of applause. Drew Romey. And we want to thank everybody for coming out to this weekend here at Midvale Speedway for Christmas in July. And on behalf of all of us here at Midvale Speedway, We ask you to have a safe trip home, and remember, keep the speed at the Speedway, safety on the highway, and watch out for those guys and gals with the red and blue bubble gums on their roof. They're out there, and they're looking for you. Have a good night, everybody.
In the Bucky Mowing Mid-Vid Racing Videos, sponsored number 69 in Ohio Solar Connection Victory Lane for the first time in his young career, powered by Black Gold. Getting ready to climb out. First time feature winner, Drew Romig. Good job, man. Hell of a good job. You had to hold off Tabby there for a while, and then Jeremy Salinger was up there. Man, you had your work cut out for you, but you didn't put a wheel wrong all day long. Good job.
Thank you.
Who you want to thank?
My grandpa, both grandpas are here every week, support me. Everybody on the team, appreciate all the work, all the help with the car. Handles amazing. It was pretty hard in hot laps. Changed the tie rod, and she wasn't handling like she was before. But as you can tell, I'm nervous.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to be nervous, dude. It's all good, man. We're just sitting here BSing about a good race, right?
Yeah, it was great.
All right, I'll let you go celebrate. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Your winner, Drew Romig, first career feature win.